Okay, first question comes in from Creationist Crybaby. Gentlemen, warnings or disclaimers ahead of time. Got some questions from the opposing side to you, Matt. They're coming at you. They're bringing the heat. And same with you, Mark. We got a lot of creationists. They're coming at you too. So
I wouldn't expect anything less. Yeah.
you're both kind of in the hot seat for this one. I think this is going to be fun. Okay, creationist crybaby. Question for Matt. This has to do with the chromosome 2. Where else in the human genome, apart from chromosome 2, do you get head-to-head telomeric repeats in high density in the middle of a chromosome with an additional cryptic centromere? Go ahead, Matt.
Well, one would have to assume that that's a centromere to begin with, but we have the chromosome 9 data, which shows that there is a very much more pristine-looking region for the what looks like a fusion already, with both forward and backwards connecting regions that are chained together. So if we could just find these telomeric repeats that like bind together that look like a fusion in random chromosomes throughout, then who's to say it's the result of a chromosome 2 fusion? If we can find a better looking one in chromosome 9 that's not a fusion, then to me it seems unreasonable to assume that it just was a fusion just because it's needed in the evolutionary idea. There's no reason to say that there had to be a fusion. There only is if you look at it from the perspective of evolution. Creationists are fine with it or not being a fusion. So.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. Yeah, Mark, floor is yours.
Go ahead. As I explained in my intro, like we wouldn't expect a pristine sequence like that. That is something we would not expect because it has to be degraded in order to make the fusion. Like the idea that sort of, and I think that chromosome 9, I think from memory, it's like 10 repeats. The chromosome 2, so high density, it is not. So that is not an example of high density. The 700 and something that is in chromosome 2 is an example of high density. Generally, telomeres, they do decrease in size the more replication happens, but they can be anywhere but to thousands. But the idea that just because the repeat happens, that is not the prediction that we made, and that is not what we get from chromosome 9.
Thank you very much, Mark. Matt, question was for you. Get the last word.
Okay, I really don't think density is what matters. What matters is the fact that we would be able to find a fusion event. They didn't predict that it would. It was going to be what it was. The prediction wasn't going to be like, oh, we'll find lots of density, but no actual connection. It was the opposite. So I think that's the rescue device, personally. I think that's the exact opposite of what they expected to find, just like they didn't expect there to be no chromosome fusion to begin with. No chromosome differences, I mean.